Yo, what's up, everybody? This is Joe Rodriguez from the ETO Podcast. I know a lot of you are excited that you don't get to see my beautiful face today, but I know you guys are even more excited that you don't get to see El Super Mojado's face.
¿Qué pasó? ¿Qué pasó, mi Joe?
What's up, dude? ¿Cómo
What
estás?
Up? What up? Good. How about you?
I'm good, dude. I'm excited because, despite not being on camera today, at least, you know what? We're working hard on building our new little studio, dude.
Yes, sir. Yeah, looking forward to start that new era right there.
Absolutely, man. We're also joined by El Caballero, the ETO analyst, Edwin Cazares, via the telephone. What's up, Edwin? ¿Cómo estás?
No, I mean, how are you guys? You guys doing okay?
You get a little clap, too, para que se te quite. Para que no te sientas un poco, ¿no? No eres
I was actually waiting for it. I was waiting for it and they never showed. I was like, wait.
No eres el único feo del podcast. También haces competencia con el Super Mojado.
¿Qué pasó?
All right, guys. So let's get right into it. Let's talk about some Mexican football. And I think that I just see Super. Again, I feel bad because you guys don't have video access right now. But I'm looking at Super's face. I can see his face, actually. Not the man with the mask, but without the mask.
Oh, man. Come
on,
man.
And I see him so happy because Las Chivas won once again. Back-to-back victories. So, Super, I'll start with you, dude. What do you think, dude, about Las Super Chivas?
It was a crazy game, man. But they managed to, made it through. So, they almost, right there, if Atlas would have had a few more minutes, I think they would have made them very nervous. La afición very nervous. But it was a crazy game, and once again, the referee was a big protagonista,
They just love to be protagonistas.
I know, dude. And this is a very important game. They should just let it, flow,
Let them play, right?
Yeah, and once again they ruined El Clásico, by decisiones incorrectas. I think they were a little, crazy. Even though with the help of VAR, it was just so crazy, man.
Yeah, the thing is that let's not forget this match is probably the biggest matchup or the second biggest matchup for Chivas, at least, right after America. But for sure, it's the biggest matchup for Atlas. And with a match of this magnitude, you have to have just people who are on top of their stuff. Edwin, give me your opinions and impressions about that match.
I mean, it was a good game back to back in the first half. I think the first half Chivas was playing a little better than the last couple of minutes, the last 20 minutes at least. I think when Atlas made that stuff of Cuero coming into the field,
yep.
I think that gave Atlas a different dynamic, and that's when they became a little more dangerous. It's one of the players that hasn't really had an opportunity with Rafa Puente since Rafa Puente took over the team, and I think him and Isikara could have made it something different if they would have started the game. But it was a good game. It was a really good game. I mean, I feel bad the ref was the protagonist on this match,
right?
But it is what it is. That's sadly that's the reality of their soccer.
Yeah,
in Mexico.
No, you're absolutely right. I think that the refs, they tend to do that very often. Really quick before we keep going, I want to give a couple of shout-outs out to people tuning in already. Speedy G31, What's Good Deli, Mr. Dizel 818, Savi 8 Ochoa, haha, That Green Girl, and Manny Fresh. So what's up to all of you guys tuning in on Instagram, and for those of you guys also tuning in on YouTube as well. Abel Vasquez 007, Agent 007.
¿Qué ole? El 007.
If he's watching, that means everybody else is tuning in. Anyway, and again, I just want to remind all of you, reason why we're not on camera today, we're working slowly but surely on getting our little studio with a nice little facelift. So hopefully we'll have that up and running by the next episode. Super, are you liking how it's looking?
It's coming out good. You guys, you're gonna like it. You're gonna like it. It's a lot to look forward to.
It's gonna look better than the ESPN corporate.
Hey, you know what? Yeah. At least in heart, it will.
Va a ser el más perrón, güey. Tranquilo.
Yeah, va a estar chingón. Anyway, all right, back to football. So, what I want to talk about also is the fact that there was a lot of good games this weekend, man. Like a lot of good games. So you had the weekend started off with a crazy matchup between Pumas and America. 3-3 draw on that one, 6 goals. I mean, it was awesome, dude, to start off the week like that. Then you got Cruz Azul maintained at the very top, right? So se quedan como los super líderes. 4-2. I mean, what happened to that team? What happened to Super Mojado and La Cruz Azuleada? What's going on there, dude?
Hey, the Siboldi seems to be doing a good job. He managed to get the team, together and pulled through. After the pressure that once he started winning games, that pressure just went away, and now all these kids are just putting, a lot of effort into it.
If it was that easy, right? All you got to do is win games, no pressure.
That's what I'm saying. It's 5 consecutive wins now.
Yeah.
5 consecutive wins. That has a lot to say for the coach and the players. It goes along.
And not just, I'm sorry to interrupt you, but it's not just also in Liga MX. It's across the board. It's even more than that. It's a crazier stat. It must be at least 9 out of 10 or 10 out of 11 in all competitions.
Yeah.
If you include, you know what I mean?
Yeah.
If you include the Champions League, you know what I mean?
Yes.
They're playing well, man. They're playing well. Hey, really quick, Manny Fresh dice que no se bañaron. That's why we're not on camera. Actually, Manny, you're right. No me bañé ahorita. I went for a little run and I didn't have a chance to shower. He's right. But that's not the reason why we have that. At least the only one that gets to smell me is Super.
No manches, güey. Ya, vete a bañar, güey.
Hey, Edwin, talk to us about Cruz Azul, dude. So, are we expecting more of the same for the rest of the season, or do we expect La Cruz Azuleada to make its cameo?
I mean, like I've been saying before, with Cruz Azul, it's kind of hard to say anything about it, just because they usually get to play the whole Liga, like the whole round of the 17 jornadas. Good. They end up to be in La Liguilla most of the tournaments, and then in La Liguilla something else happens, and then they just go down. I think Siboldi's finding his team. I think Cabecita Rodriguez is finally showing the soccer the soccer that he showed in Santos, and why they signed him and why he was so expensive. But I don't know. It's hard to say, man. I think we just gotta give him time.
Yeah, no, that's a fair point. And then as you mentioned, Cabecita Rodriguez, I mean, he's been lights out, dude.
Yes, he scored 2, right? This weekend.
I don't know what's going on with Edwin over there. It sounds like he has tiene como fiesta atrás or something.
Saca las chelas, Edwin.
Ando aquí con todos los niños.
Bueno, pues,
okay. No estés chupando entonces, okay?
Hey, really quick, más saludos. Carrera YC also showed up. Mari 10-19-59 and ROCN 559. He's asking how long till Chicharito scores.
Ooh.
We're gonna get to that in a second, right? But who knows? I think
about presión.
Yeah, right. Yeah, pero sabes que ya notó. He's scoring in Hollywood.
No.
Oh wow.
Bueno, pues, okay. All right, so you were gonna say something about Cabecita Rodriguez. So what did you like about him?
No. Yeah, he's doing great, and I think he's el goleador de la liga, no? Is he the top scorer right now?
Yeah, I believe so. I don't have the exact figure,
Yes,
but
sir.
I'm pretty sure.
So,
I would not. I would be surprised otherwise. But yeah, I mean, a lot of the Cruz Azul fans, my stepfather included, is one of those. I mean, you feel for them, right? Because they always have like these type of seasons. Like they're thinking this is a year. But I don't know. I mean, they made it to the final in the past, and then
yes, the problem that they have is that La Afición is not gonna really like what they're doing unless they give them a title.
Right.
Right now it could be they're getting happy and good moments, but they always seem to fall at the end. So
that's a problem with La Cruz Azuleada, right?
Yes. So
all right, let's shift gears to America now. So America and Pumas, that was a hell of a game, dude. So again, it did not disappoint. Edwin, did you get a chance to catch any of that America and Pumas game?
Yeah, actually, I got to watch it all.
Oh, nice. Okay.
I watched the whole game, and to be honest with you, tactically, that game was poorly executed. There is a lot of empty spaces. There is a lot of errors, mistakes coming from both teams, but that made it to be that helped it to be a more intensive game and a back-to-back game. I mean, since minute 7, I think Pumas was already winning.
Mm-hmm.
Since minute 7, something around there. Pumas found that early goal, and it was a good game. It was a very good game. I mean, despite all the bad news that we're getting, all the controversy that we're getting about Renato Ibarra with America, but it was a great game. It was a really good game. I really liked it.
Yeah, and you just brought up a good point. This news happening with Renato Ibarra, Super. It's
listen,
crazy,
America
man.
can't catch a break, man. They're just like problem after problem with these guys.
Injuries.
Injuries. Players that don't want to play in the team no more. They want to go to Europe, and then they don't go to Europe, and then they forgive them. It's just
crazy.
a freaking crazy. It's I don't know, but despite all those issues, though, I think they're doing. Miguel Herrera managed to make their team play good. And so we'll see what happens with them. I mean, hopefully they can keep the remainder of the roster right now. And into it, and they don't lose any more players, because then we're gonna start seeing them lose more and descend in la tabla.
Right, right. Um, who do you think right now has a better chance of making it to the top, or staying at the top of the table as we get closer to the season?
Which teams?
Of those two teams, Cruz Azul or America,
Oh,
who has a better chance of not Cruz Azuleada?
well, yeah, no, I think I mean, the way they're playing, I think both of them. I think both are gonna be in Liguilla, and they're already halfway through, so it should be like interesting to see which other teams come up, because there seem to be like the more stable teams, along with Leon, and we'll see.
Leon
See what
is
happens. Yeah.
Leon is the one that also keeps rocking, right? They had a big victory over Juarez as well. Hey Edwin, who do you like right now from Liga MX? Who do you think is the strongest team?
I think I'm gonna reaffirm this. I think the way Pumas has been playing for the past games, I think has been great. They're not only having great signs, they're actually performing well and adjust well to the team. But I think that the players that had been on the team before, like Alan Mozo, like Rodriguez, what they call him, Cocolizo, um, like Quintana, like Malcorra, all those players have been performing actually real good. And then I think that they're finding that soccer, the Michel struggled to find that last season. And I think that adjustment, that first free pass, free like I guess free tournament for Mitchell, for him to adjust to the Liga and make it as fast, and I think we're gonna see great sponsor from Pumas.
What'd you make of that?
Yeah, and let's see what happens too with the team. If I saw something on Twitter earlier in the day about an escándalo going on with Pumas too. I guess a player.
Oh yeah, it was Marcos
Yes,
Garcia.
yes, about him
So
harassing. I guess. Go ahead.
apparently he took some pictures when his I guess college teacher wasn't looking, and he took some pictures of her. So that's what's happening.
Yeah, so that's a story right now, like that just came out, and I guess this is not recent. This is a little while ago, and finally she came out and said that Pumas actually hit it, and they fire her without like letting her, without reason.
Wow. Okay.
So it should be interesting to see what happens with this story.
So this is a little reminiscent of like the Me Too movement that's going on here in the U.S., right?
And in Mexico right now, we had a big movement this past weekend, I think.
Yeah.
And I don't know.
I mean, if they did something wrong, dude, and it resurfaces and they need to pay, they need to pay. You know what I mean?
Yeah, yeah.
There's a lot of people that get away with a lot of stuff, dude. You know what
Well,
I'm saying?
just what happened with America right now. That's what I'm saying. That's why I bring it up because it should be interesting to see what happens with this story too. If they're gonna like talk about it or they're just gonna try to hide it like they usually do.
Yeah, and this is typically what happens, right? Like a lot of people don't like to talk about this type of stuff,
Yeah.
but this is when the real world, intertwines with soccer or with football, right?
Yeah.
I mean, this is real life. So, domestic violence is a very serious issue, man.
Yes.
You know what I mean?
Yeah. And it's a problem that we have in our countries, not just in Mexico, but in Latin America. That's a big thing that happens.
In general. What were you gonna say, Edwin?
I was gonna say that's one of the things. Like that's a whole different case with Marcos Garcia and Renato Ibarra. Of course, Renato Ibarra has to be punished for what he did. If it's true,
Yeah.
if he's found guilty, then of course he has to pay for that. Because I
Right?
don't think no ever man has to ever put a hand on a woman.
Yeah.
That's a whole different issue. But
Of course.
I think also once people see people that you have talked to, you have interact with, once they see that you hit that level of success and you're well known, they try to take advantage of that too. And I think that's a whole different talk that we can talk another time. But I mean, if she got fired right on the spot for a reason, maybe there's a reason behind it. You know what I'm saying?
Mm-hmm.
And I don't know. And if for them, I think Pumas it's a great institution. They have great ground rules between the university and the team. And I think if they didn't punish the player, and the one that ended up being punished was the teacher, I think that there's a reason behind it. We don't really know about it.
Yeah. I mean, I don't know. I think there's just a lot of information that we really don't know.
We don't know, but
So-
it's right now. It's all a rumor, and but remember, donde el río suena es porque piedras trae. You know what
Right.
they say. So
No, yeah.
there's gotta be something to it. So we
Right.
don't know exactly what happened, but it's,
I mean, but the reality is that a lot of athletes, a lot of entertainers, a lot of people in positions of power get away with a lot of stuff, man.
yeah.
That is a fact. Like nobody can tell us otherwise, So
Oh yeah.
I'm not saying that this guy from Pumas, is guilty, because again, I don't know enough about the story to be commenting or to be giving an opinion more than anything. But I can say that again, historically, people in position of power do take advantage, and do get away with a lot of stuff. I mean, look at Harvey, Weinstein, right? So I mean, that guy, he was like one of the biggest head honchos in Hollywood, and now he's gonna rot in jail, for the rest of his life, but because he was doing a lot of shady stuff, man,
Yeah.
and he was using his power, to do that. But anyway, again, this is what happens when the real world intertwines with football in this case. So, Liga MX has a lot to learn from these situations, and it's going to be interesting to see how they handle it at the end of the day. And
And-
to see if suspensions come, like bans, you know what I mean, things like that.
Yeah, and I mean, unfortunately, that I don't know. And Liga MX, it seems to happen like a lot of not just this situation, but look what happened in the Atlas game too.
Yeah.
In el Estadio Jalisco,
Mhm.
La Bronca, another one, dude, another one.
I mean that's
And there's a lot of extra cancha going on right now with La Liga MX, and I don't know.
Yeah.
It's just it's something that
Well, sadly, that's their culture in Latin America. Sadly, that's not only in Mexico, that's everywhere. You've seen the big fights in Argentina when River Plate went to the Serie B, to La Liga B, how they almost destroy even their own stadium.
yeah.
Sadly, that's their mindset in Latin America, and I think we gotta, for us to move up in soccer and to become more established up in the top 10 places or top 5 in the world, because we do have the talent and we do have the soccer players to do it. I think the only thing that's keeping us from doing that is our mindset and sadly part of our culture and part of our traditions that have not let us grow up as people and as individuals. But
Yeah.
that's a whole different topic.
No, yeah, yeah. I mean, I think you hit it right on the button. I think that a lot of this has to do with, cultural relevance and just like, the way that the people are in Latin America. But not everybody's like that. And I think that's what the problem that we do. We also generalize. There's a lot of families
Yeah.
that go to the games and they just want to have a good time. I remember
Yeah.
going to Argentina to the Boca Juniors game, and there was some crazy, crazy fans, dude. But then next to me, there was a son, a father and a son. You know what I mean? They were enjoying themselves, jumping up and down, but they weren't being chaotic or crazy like the rest of the other fans. You know what I mean? They're ultras. They're
Yeah.
like a lot of vagabundos. People that just like up to no good, and they're just looking that as they're using that as an excuse to do a lot of shady stuff
Yeah, but then that ruins like for that
for the family.
father and son,
Yeah,
because
absolutely.
then do you think if let's say something happened during that game, do you think the guy is gonna want to bring his
Of
son
course
again
not.
to the stadium?
No, no, no,
you
no.
know,
That's
so
what I mean.
it's-
So I think it's much bigger than the culture thing. You know what I mean? It's
Yeah.
like a human thing, and like we need to like just cut
Yeah.
that bullshit, dude. And we need to
I had,
go ahead.
I was gonna say, I'm sorry. I was gonna say, I had a friend. He was from Argentina, and when we were in Mexico for a game, we went to see a Tigres Pachuca game in
Mm-hmm.
Monterrey,
Mm-hmm.
and he came up to me before we went inside the stadium, and he was like, "So you're telling me that here in Mexico, the majority of the public watching the game or the fans watching the game, it's it's a family based public. It's a family based fan. So there's a lot of families coming into the games, sons and dads and daughters and wives and all that together." And I was like, yeah, it's a good tradition in Mexico.
Yeah.
He's like, y'all are crazy. He was like, y'all are crazy. Well, me dijo, ustedes son los pelotudos.
Okay.
Because in Argentina apparently now it's harder and harder to see families go and watch games just because the intensity and the craziness that surrounds the whole atmosphere of
Yeah.
the games in Argentina.
It's ridiculous, man. I mean, like that stuff, like
Yeah.
that even that comment itself was stupid, dude. Entertainment should be made for family, regardless. You know what I mean? That's why, like the fans
Yeah,
have their section, let them do whatever the hell they want in those sections, right? But they should not spill out to like the rest of the general public. There's a lot of families out
Yeah.
there, and they deserve the right to enjoy the game just like anybody else. So. But anyway, again, we like just completely like went crazy with this topic, and that's how it rolls.
yeah.
I want to now switch gears quickly to MLS. I want to talk about. I want to go back to the Chicharito question on how long until Chicharito scored. So, Edwin, since I'm with you, I wanna keep things rolling. So I want you to tell me, is it just a matter of a game, 2, 3, before we see Chicharito score, or is it like a lot sooner than that?
Far, 5 more late night shows, and then I think we'll score a goal.
Wow,
No seas culero. güey.
No,
Chicha hater.
I mean,
Chicha hater.
no. You know what? It's a matter of understanding the movements and in the field, inside the field. I think he has been 10 years in Europe, and the style of playing in Europe it's a lot different than the MLS. MLS is a little more physical. It's a little more of fighting, more of you try to get that ball. No, you don't have the top players that, even though you might not consider players from West Ham top players or players from Sevilla top players, but you do have players with better technique than the MLS players, and that's not to be hating or to trying to say that the MLS players do not have technique
Right.
to play soccer. But I think European players and South American players that have been playing in Europe for the longest, and this includes Chicharito,
Right.
have the different understanding of soccer and a different understanding of the movements. And just like I was telling you, when we went to see that game, we went to cover that game of Houston Dynamo against LA Galaxy.
Right.
It's there was a lot of times where Chicharito could not make that transition from one movement to another, just because the understanding of his of the movements with his teammates wasn't the right one. They're not yet. They haven't yet complement each other to 100%, and it's only the second game, man. I don't think I think a lot of people are making a big fuss just because his rival, I guess, in his their most important rival, which is LAFC and Carlos Vela, have been showing a better style and a better soccer than LA Galaxy in this past two games. But
Yeah.
I think with time is gonna come. You just gotta give them time.
Yeah.
You can really judge them in two games.
Mm.
Yeah, for sure, and that's the thing. I think LA Galaxy doesn't have, the team that would work for Chicharito. He needs a supplier. Like we said over and over again, Chicharito is un cazagoles. He needs someone to give him the ball right to his feet. You can't. He seems to like draw a lot of to like the midfield, trying to look for a ball, trying to look for
Yeah.
something. An opportunity to participate, and because he doesn't have the teammates that provide for him, it's gonna be a lot harder for him. And I saw that coming because if he would have come to a team like LAFC,
Yeah.
it would have been a different thing because LAFC is a more complete team.
Yeah, it's collectively LAFC is probably a better team.
Yes, it's a much better team, and unfortunately, I saw that coming for him.
Yeah.
You know.
Yeah, I think that's a fair assessment, Super. I think that a lot of people don't understand that, the cohesiveness and collective style of play that LAFC has is something that would fit someone like Chicharito. And not only that, but also the fact that he moves great without the ball, and in contrast when you look at Carlos Vela, right? He moves great with the ball.
With the ball, yeah.
Right, you know what I mean? That's why Vela is able to actually create damage.
And those plays that he does,
Exactly.
because he has that magic in his feet.
And yeah, exactly, that shot. You know what I mean? He,
Yes,
the left foot, like it's gold for him. So, speaking of gold, the guy that did score was Pizarro.
yes.
Right, so he
Pizarro.
made first goal ever for Rodolfo Pizarro. First goal ever for Inter Miami. Actually, I watched that game and I was really impressed with the way that Miami was playing. But then, it seemed like a really weird or bizarre bonehead. I don't know. Like, you can call it whatever you want. But like that red card that basically just changed the entire dynamic of the game because they went to the VAR. Miami was up 1-0. They called a handball, right? But they didn't see it. Then Miami scores a goal, so that would have been 2-0.
I saw that, yeah.
Then the VAR looks at it. They call a handball. Then they get a red card on top of that. Take away the goal, and that just changed everything. And then they went on to lose 2-1 in DC.
Yeah, it was a very unfortunate. I saw that too, and
Right.
it was like, wow.
Right.
But hey, they have not disappointed though. Besides that they lost both games.
Yeah, no,
I think
I agree.
they have a solid team, and
I agree.
We're gonna see good things.
I agree. Did you get a chance to see Pizarro's goal, Edwin?
Yeah. I actually did get to see it, and it was a classic counterattack from Diego Alonso.
Mm.
It's the way Diego Alonso's teams play. Is the way Pachuca used to play with Urreta Vizcaya and Chucky Lozano on the wing.
Mm-hmm.
Is the way the Rayados played with Dorlan Pavon on the wing too. That's just the classic Diego Alonso counterattack. It's you wait. It's a defensive style that you wait for the other team to attack you and then to make that counterattack effective. It was a good goal. It was a really good goal. But I think you guys are right. I think Inter Miami, despite the two lost full games, I think they have been deserving a little more than that.
Yeah.
And I think it's just a matter of time for us to see a good win from Inter de Miami, and be careful with that, because I think once they find that soccer they find that net, they're gonna be a team that we're gonna talk about. For a while.
No, I think you're right. And this week it's gonna be interesting because they're facing the LA Galaxy in Miami, so it's gonna be their opening game. I actually wanted to go to that game, but
Coronavirus, man.
Coronavirus is canceling everything, and it's just like
I know. My brother was going to go to a couple festivals over there, and they got canceled, dude.
Yeah, it's
So,
crazy, man. But
I'm
anyway,
surprised, yeah.
we'll see. We'll see if I know that in Italy the games are being played without crowds.
Yes.
So the games are still going on, but there's no fans at the stadium. So I think it's just a matter of time before it happens here.
I think it's gonna happen. Unfortunately, I think, once that virus comes into the country, it's almost impossible to control it. Like
Well,
unless you go to those extremes, start keeping
yeah.
people away from large crowds, and that's crazy.
Mm.
Well, the whole country of Italy has been put in quarantine.
Yeah,
Now, as in today, has been announced that the whole country has been put in quarantine. It's
yeah,
man,
that they
it's different things. Yeah.
yeah, that's crazy. That's crazy how, like, what happened, like, with China too, right? They kind of like shut down the whole place, and nobody
Yeah.
was allowed to go out.
Mhm.
So this is what's happened too with Italy, and I don't know, man. It's not looking good.
No, I know. No. Hey, I want to give a couple of quickly more shout outs. Geratoni27, Eric Jero7, Mario Gabriel Martinez, Mexican on Instagram. Hey, sounds kind of like me. Jess Kills 03 y Goyo Scorpio. So, saludos a toda la banda que nos escucha. And again, I feel sorry that you don't get to see Super Mojado's beautiful face today, but a reminder that we are working on our studio, and hopefully by next Thursday when we have the next episode, we'll have it up and running. Y si no, you know what? You just get to miss Super's beautiful face.
Yes, don't worry. We'll put a picture of me over there.
All right, so let's go ahead and just wrap things up with MLS. Okay, so through these first two games, out of all the extranjeros that play there, which is the team that probably has the best opportunity to make a great push this season? Super, I'll start with you.
Well, let's not forget about Pulido, man. They dominated their game. He scored the first goal. They won 4-0. So, that is showing too that he's gonna do, I think, great this tournament, along with
Another goal, right? 2 goals for him.
2 goals, man.
I said it in my little preview from Houston. I can easily see Pulido score 20 goals, man. I'm going to actually ride that bad boy all the way through. Edwin, what do you think?
I mean, Pulido made the top 11 of the jornada in the MLS. So
it was a good goal too.
I think out of all the players, in the MLS, it's between either Vela or Pulido. I think one of them two is going to make the most impact, and I think those two teams, also Sporting Kansas City, is looking a lot better than what they did last season. I think they're finding those goals that they didn't have last season, and I think Sporting is gonna be a surprise this season.
Yeah, no, I agree with both of you guys. I think that those two teams are the ones that are going to make the most noise. I kind of wish that the Galaxy, would create some noise, and I really do. I mean,
they are.
No,
Chicharito is going to Hollywood.
No, yes.
Jimmy Kimmel.
He's making a lot of noise that way.
Chicharito is going to be the next John Cena.
No manches.
Moving to Hollywood with The Rock and all that.
Well, he already had his feature debut with Guillermo,
And what happened there? Was he scheduled to come out to the press box?
When?
This past game?
I don't know. I know that.
Did we have anyone there or no?
Oh yeah, but no, he didn't show up. He didn't go to the press box. So
was
actually, it's funny because the LA Galaxy is typically known for allowing reporters into their locker rooms.
Oh yeah.
Every single game, the reporters and the media goes into the locker rooms. But this particular weekend, they had Barros Esqueloto, and I can't remember. I think Jonathan Dos Santos at the podium. Yeah. So they were at the podium. They were not at typically Esqueloto's from the podium, but anyway. But Jonathan and any of the other players are from the locker room. So
but that's
I don't know why he didn't talk. If that's what you're gonna ask, I have no idea why he didn't speak.
I don't know. You know what it is? I get it because the same thing happened with Chivas when they were
when they lose, they don't talk.
Yeah, they don't.
I hate that.
But it was trying to avoid, like obviously they're gonna be asking them like questions, like
Of
stupid
course.
questions.
They're stupid.
And
Why are they stupid
but
questions?
not stupid. Okay, not stupid, but
Okay,
they were
thank you.
trying to armar la grilla there.
Of course, but
trying to
that's what
get a
reporters
bad
are. That's what
comment.
reporters are paid to do, man. And not only that, but if you think about it, if the player had a bad game, right, he should be able to answer why. He's a professional athlete. He's a person that gets paid millions of dollars to do this. You should be able to answer why you thought you had a bad game. I know that some reporters are out of line and they say stupid crap. I get that, right? But when you have a really good question, you should be able to ask that question, and the player should be able to answer that question. That they get heated, that's a whole nother story, because at the end of the day, we're humans, we're emotional beings, right?
Yes.
But that's a whole different story. Hey, a couple of more quick saludos. Pilot Ian, what's up to you, brother? Ángel Sánchez with the X. And Pedro Alberto Gómez, saludos a toda esa banda. People are just like, they're liking this Instagram thing, huh?
Yeah, of course.
Yeah.
That's what's in right now, Instagram.
Yeah, but I don't know, man. I think con tu cara on Instagram, you're like way up front, dude.
Por eso
Up close and personal.
Everybody wants to see
Yeah.
la leyenda.
Pues hoy se la pellizcaron porque no hay nada de leyenda.
Ya ahora que vaya yo a Jimmy Kimmel a trabajar con Guillermo, maybe.
So, ¿vas a ser el asistente de Guillermo? Is that what's going to happen?
Ese güey va a ser mi asistente.
The assistant of the assistant. Anyway, yeah, so again, I think with MLS, it would be great for the Galaxy to do some noise, but it's going to be kind of tough. I think Guillermo Barros Escaloto needs a couple of more pieces to his puzzle so he can make things flow. But we'll just have to wait and see. I think we're about to be wrapping up here. The people are demanding Super Mojado on camera, and you know what? I think that we need to give them that. So we're gonna have to.
Let's work on that, yo.
Edwin, final thoughts for you, brother.
Guys, just be careful with Pachuca because they're coming back up, man. They had a great match against Santos, and they're now in zona de liguilla, so be careful because we always come from behind and end up taking the whole cake.
Yeah. Okay. Oye, really
pero ponle ahí the joke, ahí.
Ahí está, pues. Tú también tócalo si quieres. Mira, otra vez. Oh, wait. Ahí está.
¿Qué dijo?
Porque no sé.
¿Ya viste lo que causas, Edwin?
Okay, yeah. That was enough.
Mexican on Instagram, really quick, is asking, ¿quién mete más goles en la MLS? ¿Vela y Chicharito or Pulido y Pizarro?
I think...
of course, Vela.
No, but he's asking in combination, Vela y Chicharito or Pulido y Pizarro.
Oh, I see. Oh, man, that's a hard one.
I like, oh, man. Man, that's tough.
That's a tough one.
That is a tough one. No, I like Pulido and Pizarro. Combined, Pulido and Pizarro.
Pulido and Pizarro, yeah, that could be. That could be because El Chicharito, I don't know if he's going to pull through, man.
Oye, otro saludito, George Moran, JM917. I know he's disappointed that he doesn't get to see your beautiful face also on camera too.
Hey, thank you a los fans.
Hey, Jorge, make sure you tune in on Thursday when we debut our brand new studio. That's if our engineers and our carpenters and everybody.
Ganas, los güeyes.
Todos los chalanes.
Ya págales, güey. No seas como Trump.
Van a querer una pinche carne asada después de la construcción, ¿no?
Ya págales para que terminen, güey.
Sale, pues. A ver, ok, super.
Págales con chela.
Yeah.
Págales con chela.
Por lo menos.
Aquí tengo la hielera, nada más que no hay chelas.
Oh, shit. You see?
All right, super. Go ahead, dude. Wrap things up. What do you got?
All right. Well, listen, las Super Chivas 2.0. Once again.
The return.
The return of las Chivalácticas. No, I think it's going to be really, really interesting. The tournament's becoming
What place are Chivas in right now?
They're in 5th place.
Wow.
En los 4 grandes, el Cruz Azul número 1, América número 3, Pumas 4, Chivas 5th.
Wow.
Dude.
That's unheard of.
When
are you going to see that?
When was the last time we seen that, dude?
I know. It's typically like Santos, León,
Yes.
Monterrey.
Yes. And have you guys
San Luis.
heard all this stuff about Los Grandes, Juarez, naming themselves Grandes? What's the joke there? I don't know. They've
I
been
don't know.
promoting that and
No sé, ¿qué quieres que te diga? Hey, big shout out to Mexican on Instagram. Hey, Mexican on Instagram, because you were so in tune with the show. Why don't you send us a message on our Instagram account? I'm assuming that you're following us on Instagram. But anyway, if not, follow us on Instagram. Send us a private message, and we're going to send you an ETO t-shirt.
There you go.
So.
Lo que quería la banda. Deliver, man. Deliver.
Para que vean que no somos gachos, ¿no? So.
All you got to do is send us a message.
Yeah, just send us a message. Let us know. Hey, you guys promised me a free shirt. Pero solamente para este canijo. Mexican on Instagram. I like that.
All right,
super. Ya estuvo.
All right, ya estuvo, güey. And let the people know that, to encourage them to keep following us, because you could just do this stuff randomly.
Exactly.
Just,
that's how we roll, dude. That's how we
los
roll.
regalitos ahí. Aunque sea anda chela, mándale a los demás.
I'll send them a $5 gift card so they can get a $5 pint on Buffalo Wild Wings. How about that?
Oye, Edwin, sácalas, ¿no? Porque...
All right, Edwin. We'll talk to you later, brother. Have a good one, all right?
All right, guys. You guys. Thank you. Appreciate it. Bye.
Órale, pues. Okay, yeah. We had to get him on mute porque este nos andaba matando.
Está tomando ahí la soda, el güey.
No sé qué está haciendo. Dude, no, you're absolutely right. That's how we roll, right? Like, I mean, anytime, randomly, ahí está un regalito. I mean, it's nothing big, but hey, para la fanaticada, ¿no? Para toda la banda. And not only that, but also I want to remind everybody that we have a really, really big prize coming up. So, todos los canijos que tienen su equipo de fútbol, be on the lookout, because we're going to be doing a prize for a team, a random team, and the prize is going to be pretty badass, dude. Vamos a regalar uniformes para todo su equipo, y también we're going to actually hook you up with some cash so you can pay for your league.
There you go.
So, para todos los equipos amateurs, anywhere in the U.S., that's what we're going to do for them. All right? So, the post is coming. We're working on the promotion. And I know that our marketing guru, Leo Hernandez, is working very ferociously on that. So, ya cuando lo tenga listo el canijo, we're going to post that and make sure that you share that with everybody, because it's coming your way. And also, our pals at Hincha Clothing Brand are going to be hooking it up with the uniformes. So,
Eso es todo.
ahí está.
Stay tuned, guys. Stay
Órale,
tuned.
pues. So, ahí está el team. Ahí nos vamos.
Ahí. Vámonos.
All right. That does it for episode number 46 of the ETO Podcast. Time flies when you have fun and when you don't have to direct and produce and cut cameras. On behalf of El Super Mojado, Edwin Cazares, I am Joe Rodriguez. Thank you very much for tuning in. Also, I want to remind you that this upcoming Thursday, we're going to have a special guest from El Cafecito Podcast. We're going to be doing a series where we talk about the different Latino podcasts in the U.S.
Oh, nice.
All right.
Nice.
So thank you very much for tuning in. Till next time. So long.